Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Wednesday, January 31st, 2018. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Hump Day, everyone, and happy FOMC Day as well. We're going to get another FOMC key level today at 1 o'clock p.m. Central, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. FOMC key levels look like this here. I manually put these on the charts. There is a way that you could do it automatically as well in other programs like Investor RT. But right here, basically right at 1 o'clock p.m., what is the open price at 1 o'clock p.m. Central for any of these commodities that you're trading, whether it's bonds, whether it's ES, crude oil, gold, and mark that level. And it's going to be very important here as additional FOMC dates come online. They become very, very important, very useful. Right now, obviously, the market's in a unidirectional trending phase, but we're going to get another one of those here today, so it's going to be very important to mark. And I'll have those posted and tweeted out later on once it occurs. Now, overall, the ES has been trending up, but we've seen our first multiple day pullback. That's very important right there. Multiple day pullback we've seen, not quite into the trigger zone of the PIMAs. The PIMA trigger zone is the space between the first two moving averages of your three. So it's the space between the fast and medium moving average. That's your trigger zone. So ideally in an uptrending market, when price pulls back to the trigger zone, that's a zone to buy it. And so that's what you're looking for in a trending environment, whether up or down. And so that's usually the best zone. Also, the LVNs in the uptrending structure are also very important to defend. That's why we were talking about 28.25 yesterday. It went right into that LVN, kind of dipped below it, and is still chopping around, holding just above it right now. So for the most part, we're trying to figure out, is the pullback over, or are we about to start seeing more downside? The initial level right here, this is going to be an important one to watch. That's 2840 rather. That's kind of the midpoint of the previous session. It's also the lows from a couple of days ago. So it's an important area, 2840. Above that level may start to squeeze already. But any failure there may lead to one more round of weakness here back down. So we're going to continue to watch this to see if indeed there's more pullback or if the pullback is over. This zone right here where the LVN is providing support at this time, which could continue to be the case. And but any pullback, any magnitude would still work. So right now, keeping an eye on ES to see how it continues to play out. Here's the NQ. NQ very similar here. We've had a multiple day pullback on this one as well. Not quite down to the trigger zone. We are into the LVN of the profile though. And that provides, again, another area of support here. What we were looking for here was trying to see if price would take out this recent low yesterday, 88.25. Taking out that low and rejecting prices below there might be the trigger here to get this thing going back up. So we'll continue to watch this as well. It's currently building out at highs. The idea here is to watch it for either another leg or two of this pullback, or perhaps we start rallying already and taking out highs, in which case we'll need to jump on as well. So keeping an eye on this one as it continues to develop. You have crude oil. Now crude oil is perhaps in the best spot of any of these that have pulled back. We've had an aggressive trending market. The last time we pulled back to 63s, it was a solid rally. Now we've had a multiple day pullback yet again. This pullback, if you look at my visual trader here, it is the monthly VWAP right there. So that's monthly VWAP. Monthly VWAP was also right here, and of course monthly VWAP started here. So it's bounced off of it twice now successfully, and right now monthly VWAP is the low. The current low right there. That's where VWAP is. It's 63.67. That's current monthly VWAP, again with the area of support here in the form of the LVN with VWAP with the trigger zone. This provides another solid buying opportunity for a shot at retesting prices at recent highs and perhaps reaching that 67. So this is a good area right here. You want price to be able to continue to hold that LVN. but anywhere in this zone here could be about or around the low here as this thing starts to push back up. So keep an eye on crude oil as it continues to develop. Here's GC. GC here has been all over the map. It looked like it wanted to squeeze, then it rejected really hard off the intraday key range. Now we're still sitting at the lower edge of the key range. This one has seen multiple day holding patterns before a squeeze comes. This looks like perhaps the final day before we see a squeeze, and then perhaps we start to see another 2 to 3 days up, something like this or something like that. So this looks like either we're about to squeeze and do this action here, or there's no juice off of 1340 and we're about to run the stops back down. So 1340 is the key level to continue to watch, and very soon here we could be looking at expansion from this range. Here's XBT. Now XBT got to some new lows here below the 10K, did not see full-on release to the downside, instead still kind of hanging on, but just barely hanging on, failing to hold really above the 11.3. Again, this is what we mentioned before. After these major flushes here that we've seen buyers step in, but we really haven't seen them really get paid. They've stepped in and they've had a tough time. You can see here the PIMAs are sloping downward. After today's session, we'll have our PivotBoss pivots ready for the next month, and you're going to see right now, if we were to close where we are now and have everything like it looks now, we would have a lower value relationship. So again, that would be bearish. So everything right now again points to, if price can't get back above 12K pretty soon, we might be dumping lower as these bulls start releasing their trades, liquidating. So that's going to be something to watch out for. Again, we may have a rather quiet day overall as we head into the Fed, the FOMC statement, and the Fed interest rate decision. Remember to mark that 1:00 p.m. Central open price. That's going to be the key price to watch as we move forward. All right, everyone, that's it for now. Let's see how these play out. Good luck and trade well.